Hello, I'm on my phone. Can you hear me okay on this?
Yeah, great. I want
Okay.
to try something with you and see if you catch on straight. You will. I've just laid down some ground rules. Smiling, yes. Laughing, no. Ready?
Well, let me cough it out first.
Yeah,
Okay,
cough it out.
smiling, yes. Smiling, yes. Laughing, no.
Laughing.
Okay.
Okay. Whoa, 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 caught in a bad romance. Sorry, I
Wait, so
started
what's the rules for you? What's your ground rules?
to say, have you seen that? Have you seen those reels where they do it?
I think so. And then, okay, so I'm okay. I think.
We're meant to just keep singing it, and the rule is to not laugh. But
Okay, well, you can't laugh at your own singing. You
no,
can't
no,
laugh at your own.
I can't laugh at my own. I'm not meant to laugh at all. I
Okay.
fucked it up. We just keep going until one of us laughs. Whoa, 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 whoa. Apparently, I can't sing to you. Okay, you start. You start.
You fail your own
I
thing, your own
failed.
game.
I
You
failed
failed
my
your own
own
game.
game. You try start.
Well, I have to think of a song I know.
No, that's
This,
the
you just,
one. That's the one
oh,
you.
you have to use that one. Okay, okay, okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Caught in a bad romance.
Whoa,
Rah, rah. Oh, you go. You
whoa,
go.
whoa, caught in a bad romance.
Rah, rah. Wait, do I say whoa, whoa
You
again or
keep
rah, rah?
going. We just keep going until one of us laughs.
Rah, 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 rah. Rah, rah.
Change song mid challenge.
Oh, I thought I had it.
I thought you, the reels queen, would be like ready to go and know this challenge. It's just the
Okay, so you just say whoa, whoa the whole time?
it's just the start of that song the whole time.
Oh.
It's like there's like a carload of a family and someone will just start up and they keep going and like try to keep serious and no one can.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Well, clearly I was going my own way.
I
Okay.
loved
I was
that
doing my
jam.
own thing.
I tried to set up a bit. I tried.
I was I wasn't ready, Melanie. I was not mentally prepared for this.
I
Next
know.
time you got to give me 3 to 5 business days
I
to be
will.
ready.
I will prepare you next time, although I'm sure our listeners will enjoy laughing their asses off at what we did deliver.
We we are very talented over here on the publishing Persuasion, and not very good at following the rules apparently.
No,
Because I apologize. I didn't know what I was doing.
it's fine. It's my bad. I should have told you before.
No, no, I should have known because I
You
have seen
should.
those. Yeah, I should have known. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
apologize.
I
I'll
forgive
do better.
you time because you're looking glorious in your shirt. Publishing persuasion.
We are everywhere on this shirt.
Yeah.
We are all up and down on this shirt. I love these though. And to be honest, listeners, I don't know if this is on our merch store yet,
It will be
but
by the time I load this.
but they really are. They're really nice.
Yeah.
They're really nice.
That's why I
That's
thought we
funny.
love the other ones so much. And it's like so nice on the days when I'm like, oh, I can't think of what I want to put on today. And I was just like coming out of bed. It's nice to have like a uniform to chuck on.
Yeah, and it is nice. And now we're there's just no stopping us.
There's no stopping us. And listeners, if you want to join us and have your own shirt with our faces all over your titties, please do. I might raffle one off when I get it up in the merch store for one lucky listener. What should we make them
Oh,
do? We should make them
oh.
do
Well,
something.
they have to sing a song, I think. I don't know. I think that only makes sense that they would sing a Lady Gaga song.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, that's she's new. She's new to town.
Speaking of your dodgy pronunciation of things, I've had this sitting on my bench all morning so I wouldn't forget. But because you know my ADHD, I would have forgotten. Can you please tell our listeners how you would pronounce this thing? Do you know what this is?
Well, is it cheese?
Yeah, but it's a specific type.
I don't know what is it, Gouda?
No, you can't tell from the rind.
Do I look like a
Those
cheese
spots.
expert to you?
Oh my
Is
gosh.
this...
It's on your shirt, baby. Read your shirt. I want you to
Oh,
that word.
through Paul. It's Parmesan.
Parmesan. I fucking lost it the other day when you were showing your shirt off in your stories. I was like, you said it even worse. You're like, oh, amazing, amazing, glorious Parmesan.
I don't say Parmesan. It's Parmesan.
It's a lot.
What do you say? Parmesan? Parmesan?
Parmesan.
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 Parmesan. Parmesan cheese.
Oh, I love it. It's so entertaining, these little things.
You don't like my Parmesan?
I love it. It just makes me laugh every time you say it. Okay, I got it all out of my system. You can go ahead and introduce the show now.
Whoa, 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 whoa. It's time for pub persuasion. Welcome to the show. I apologize for that. I am Angela Montoya, along here with the Parmesan cheese queen, the Australian herself. She's a bogan Australian. Melanie Schubert.
She's a mole of the highest order.
Yes, she's a super mole. I know. Super mole. Melanie Schubert. Melanie, how are you today?
I'm splendid, my friend. I actually looked up the word mole to double check. Apparently, it's not the dirt mole, but it's not like a necessarily derogatory slur either. It talks about like a gangster's wife or something, or like usually a prostitute or something. They said it like it's a slur, but it's definitely like, yeah, I didn't realize that that's what like, and it's spelled MOLL. Yeah, mole.
Oh, well, we've learned something new today.
Yeah.
Good to know. Who would have known? I would have never, ever, ever thought about that my entire life. So thank you for bringing that up.
I live to serve.
And you are serving today. What earrings are you wearing?
They're Uno cards.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Well, did you see my earrings?
I almost cried when I clocked them. They look so pretty on you. You did your hair nice today too.
Thank you. Just for you. No, I love them. Yeah. I love them. And it honestly, they're so lightweight. So I'm doing a little commercial for you right now. They're lightweight. They're beautiful, but they really are so pretty. You're talented, my friend.
Thank you. Well, I just copied that picture you sent me that day. And I was like, I wonder if I could make something like that. And apparently I can. It's like that kind of one is more time consuming, but I had fun. It's like a little art project, you know? That's why when I fucked up, for our listeners, the background, if you turn her earrings around, you can tell a pro did not make them because I stuck the oven spatula through it. But no, I love making
no one will know.
Girls.
Thank you.
They look glorious.
Good.
How have you been, my friend?
I have been good. Yesterday I slowed down and I went back on my writing stuff and I like wrote out the backstories of my two main characters for this new circus book that I'm working on. But I had to stop everything because I got past pages for Sinner's Isle. So we're like combing through all the stuff.
Yeah.
So that's really fun, but I'm it's a tight turnaround. I'm supposed to get it back to her tomorrow. So I got to go through. I know.
Wait,
Yes.
what? When did they give it to you? Yesterday?
Today, this morning.
Today. You have to do a pass on the entire book in 24 hours.
It's just yes, but it's going through her notes, which are not even really
Gotcha.
notes. It's more like sorry, let me get some water. But it's more like change this word,
Gotcha.
repeat. So it's not a lot, but it is a lot, but it's not a lot. You know what I mean?
No, that makes sense. So she's just got like a list that you have to go through and like approve the changes, basically.
Yeah. So it's not a lot. Like I said, it's not a shit ton. And then kind of because we're gonna have a map for Sinner's Isle. So it's making sure that everything lines up in the book with what we have on the map. So we were working on that a little today too, which was really, it's really fun. The map is cute. It's cool.
You've seen it. Yes. Glorious.
There's this, the artist made this like compass thing, and I literally will tattoo that to my head. It's so pretty.
Well, you have to get a tattoo of it. I think maybe not on your head, but I mean, I'll support you if you decide on facial tats. I will support you. Actually, I was gonna ask, and I was gonna say this beforehand, but I feel like we need to every week we need to do like leading up to debut. We need to do like Sinner's Isle Corner. Like, what was your most exciting thing relating to Sinners this week?
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's really fun. That working on it today has been really fun, and like and then she also sent me today, which was really cool, is that it's one of the most requested young adult books on NetGalley right now.
Fuck yes, it is. Fuck yes, it is. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised, but I'm just like, yes, let this. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be. I knew this is gonna happen, but I'm just excited to watch it unfold.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's so cool because I mean, I've been out here working, networking and all that stuff, but a lot of it I'd imagine is just, I'm hoping is just people that have seen it are just excited to read it. And so it's been requested by, it must be at least 10 people, I'm gonna say. Just kidding.
I would say a lot more.
Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I'm not gonna check, like I was telling in the group chat, I was saying, I'm not gonna check Goodreads anymore. I'm gonna stay off all of those things because we don't need that in our life.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna assume everybody says it's perfect, and I'm good.
You know what? I can glean them for you. I can read it and just send you the good ones to pump you up.
Okay, good. I'll take that.
And is there a way you can like thumbs down any negative reviews, like give it a low rating?
Give them a low rating for their low rating.
Speaking of bad reviews, I got a couple for you. As
good.
Requested. I got you just a couple this time for your beloved Twilight.
Who could say something bad about Twilight? How dare they?
I don't even know who they think they are.
But I am ready.
Are you ready?
Yes.
I managed to keep it to a neat 4 reviews this time.
Okay. The reel that you shared is so freaking funny, of the one that you were reading. Spare. What was the Spare? That one killed me.
Man, the funny part is, the part that kills me every time I watch that reel is me trying to, inverted commas, clarify by saying, I mean the alien porn book you read. Clarified anything. It clarified nothing. Do you want to clarify for our listeners what I meant by the alien porn book?
No, I think it's fine. I mean, listeners, hey, don't judge me. We all have our thing, and apparently mine is alien porn. But were they really aliens? Because that was their planet. She was the alien. They were just blue. They were blue, just living their life, So
I don't know because I haven't read the book.
you should. Why haven't you yet?
I don't know, but I feel like, is it on audiobook? I feel like I need it right
Yes.
now. What's it
Yes,
called again?
that's how I read it. Ice Planet Barbarians.
Okay. My body's ready.
I don't know if it is.
I have to confess though, I try to read good books before bed, but it wakes me up. Like I had to stop reading Kyla's book, The Fraud Squad, because I got too into it. And I was like awake, like, oh my gosh, what happens next? I actually do like put really poorly written, like often like romance novel and listen to that to put me to sleep, because at a point you just stop giving a shit what they're talking about.
Yes, this might do it for you. Not that it's poorly written, but it is. I don't know how to explain it. There's something called a qui in the book. His qui, I want to say, is what he kept calling it. And
do you mean his chi, like Chinese
no,
chi energy?
It was that, but the narrator kept calling it his qui, and so it's his special qui. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, but as far as I remember, it was alien qui. I just remember giggling every time you said it. Actually, you have to listen to the audiobook now that I think of it. Yes, because it's so good.
I thought you were going another direction when you were talking about his queer. His queer felt so strong.
He has a big queer. His queer is big.
Oh, they go there. Like they properly go there.
Oh, Melody. They really go there.
I'm so ready. Yeah. Downloads on
really
now.
Yeah.
I'm crying.
Yes. The first chapter's the first chapter's like a little rough, hard to read because it deals with something bad, but the as soon as she meets this dude, it's on. So you've got to listen to it. Glorious. And listeners, please, just everybody, let's just do this. We need to do a little more monster books,
Yeah. Let's normalize reading alien porn books before bed.
Yes. All right. Well, speaking of monsters, you have some Twilight goods.
I do. So this reviewer says, so readers, if you haven't readers, both of you, if you haven't watched our last episode where we've begun to read the worst reviews, trolling the depths of Goodreads for you, and today our featured tome is none other than Angela's Bay Twilight. So this review says, don't get me started on the sparkly business. How am I supposed to find him intimidating if he's got a sparkly ass?
Oh my God. Yes.
I searched long and hard for these, by the way. Another review. Speaking of the oh so sparkly one, I get it. Vampires are supposed to be well nigh irresistible, and they're supposed to have amazing powers, but Edward just needs a stake through his heart. Though in the Mayapire universe, it's damn near difficult to kill them. It's rather laughable a guy who's 117 years old doesn't have better taste in women, no pun intended. Oh, wait, Bella smells good to him, like a walking can of Febreze. He broods, he glowers, he shoots, he scores. Okay, he doesn't, since we've got the whole abstinence thing here. It's funnier when
That was kind of a snooty one. I think they
was
were really just going a little too hard on Edward, I think.
so
But,
hard.
it's okay.
Oh,
But can I have to tell you though, I was listening to the audiobook of is it Midnight Sun? The one where
yeah.
it's his perspective.
Ah,
I yeah, I mean I apologize, listeners, but I had to stop listening to it because he was so annoying. He was so
really?
annoying to me. Everybody
Yeah.
has their thing, but like here he is, he's this vampire. He's got all of these, he can go do anything he wants. He can go frolic, right? But all he cares about is this random ass girl. That's
Yeah.
all he thinks about, all he like concentrates on. Like, come on. Yeah, I get it. But why? Why when you have so
Mm,
many things going on in your life? But apparently he didn't. And so it was just annoying to me that everything was
yeah.
so broody, which I guess I shouldn't have been surprised. But
Yeah, she gets slammed a lot for that though. Like the more serious one-star reviews were kind of like there was very questionable behavior between the two of them anyway. And he's supposed to be this like 200-year-old man or something. And it's like, why is he still in high school? Like, why is he doing that and not like traveling the world or whatever? It's like such a valid point.
yeah, but I guess with all things fantasy, you just let it go. And
Yeah,
we're just here for the sparkles.
I think so. I think most people were there for the sparkles. Except for this person. Human says, vomits aggressively, 1 star. Better repurposed as kindling. These are the tags. Annoying characters, better repurposed as kindling. Drama to rival my mother's soaps. Paranormal. The hype is strong with this one. The hype was a lie.
Oh my gosh.
And lastly, I would not even wipe my ass with this book for fear my ass would get shittier.
Oh, that's my favorite, I think. That one, top tier review.
Right.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
So I'm gonna try
These
find
make me feel
some.
so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do though, don't they? There's just such
Yeah.
a wide variety of people out there, and like I feel like if you do ever see negative reviews for your book, it's just not going to be. It's going to be from people who aren't your people. You know what I mean? Like they just don't belong there. And that's the thing. For all these negative reviews, do we think she's crying over the millions she's made?
Right. She's crying with her $100 bills,
Yeah.
just wiping those tears away.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. No, it's true. And like you said, it's like that's whoever's giving them those bad reviews, they weren't meant for that book,
Yeah.
obviously. And that's okay. Everybody has their thing, just like Midnight Sun wasn't for me, but that doesn't mean I don't love Edward still,
Did you read the others?
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
original Twilight books. Yes, I did. I read them with my sister like back in the day
Oh,
because she was a hardcore Twilight fan, and we would do the midnight premieres together.
that's right.
It was really
Excuse me. Sorry, I just burped.
fun. Yeah, so it was fun.
That's so cute.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I just burped. That's
Sorry.
gross. Oh,
Yeah, it did. You burped right on the frozen part, so it was good. No, I've had the worst I don't know if it's allergies or just a cold or whatever, but I've had it since probably the last time we recorded. And so that's why I have to keep
really?
chugging water because my throat's dry. Yeah.
Poor thing. But how, like,
I'm okay.
have you, I know we were both like kind of taking it slower with our drafts this week. Have you just kind of like been not writing at all?
Yeah, I think Monday I wrote a little, like I've been writing little
Mm,
bits, um, but not a whole lot. But what I did yesterday was really motivating,
yeah.
honestly. When I went back and just like worked on their, backstories.
Mm,
Um, and I went on Pinterest and just like scrolled through pictures and ideas, and it was so like gave me all the things that I feel like I was missing and I needed.
mm,
So I feel like I'm ready again when
mm.
the time comes, but obviously not until at least tomorrow.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
probably tomorrow I'll take a break.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
You
But
love
how
your
about you? How's
Pinterest.
everything going with you?
Yeah,
I
good.
do.
I'm
Are you a
waiting
Pinterest
for
gal?
your I do it for a mood board. I'm waiting for your mood. That's like the Montoya special. Where's the mood board for the new book? That's what's been missing.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm gonna have to do one. I think you're right, Melanie.
Yeah. I might as
Mhm.
well. Let's challenge ourselves to do it one day next week, maybe. But no,
Okay.
I think it's been actually really good. And I know we talked about this even just in DMs about, yeah, like not pushing so hard with this one because it hasn't felt right to push as hard. Like with our other books, it felt really right to like draft race and push through with those ones and like write as if we're on deadline. But yeah, I actually didn't write at all this week, and I feel like it's just what I needed. Like I'm getting excited now to write again. Sometimes you just need
Yeah.
those natural breaks, and like I kind of I feel like your body gives you all these signals, if you listen to it to like slow down and like take
Mm.
and like we're so brainwashed as a society to ignore those signals, you know? Like
Yep.
actually like relearning to like lean into what the body wants and needs has been something that like I'm just on a continuous journey with that. But like I felt proud this week that I like honored that, if that makes sense. Like at every point, even the other night when we were chatting and I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to message Monty and let's do a quick 15-minute sprint. And I was like, maybe I'll wait and see if she messages instead of like over, like pushing to do it. And I was like, the
Mm.
universe has spoken. A sprint's not happening today. Do you know what I mean? Like, just,
Yeah.
I'm really grateful that I just took this week to just like, just kind of do whatever because, yeah, you know me, I'm so anti that push mindset, but it's for good reason. Like I learned the very hard way what happens when you just keep pushing through. And like we kind of brainwashed to think like that, right? That like you've got to continuously find like you're not valuable without continuously being productive is almost the mindset, like busy, push. And like that's not how I want to live. It's no way to live. And like having in a past version of myself ignored all of those things and experienced multiple burnouts, which eventually led to nervous breakdown. We don't want to go there again. We will not go there again. And like, yeah, it's so cool to like actually be able to be present and be like, oh, I slowed down well before I felt burnt out. I slowed down because my body just
Mm.
needed rest this week. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's a beautiful thing. I mean, slowing down is really hard,
It's so
but
hard.
it's so hard.
Yeah.
And I did it honestly probably for the first time
Mm,
seriously like 2 days ago. I sat in my office. I don't get good Wi-Fi, which apparently I don't get it anywhere, but I really don't get good Wi-Fi there.
mm,
And I sat there with a journal, and I just was writing whatever came to mind in the quiet. Like normally I'll put on maybe either background music or
yeah.
whatever. I put nothing on, and I sat
Mm,
in the quiet, and that was so hard to do.
yeah.
It was so hard to do, to not reach for my phone
Mm,
or whatever, get distracted.
mm,
But I did it, and it felt so good. It felt so
yeah.
good to just sit in silence. And then I even did it when I was driving. Like I felt like a real mom when I was driving with no music.
Yeah.
I felt like a real grandma. But I drove just by myself
Yeah.
to get the kids or wherever I was going in silence. And it was so
Mm.
peaceful. Because normally I'm either listening to podcasts or music or books or whatever. And I feel like I'm constantly like, well, this is my chance to feed myself with books or catch up on audiobook or podcasts. But sitting in the silence was really nice. So yeah, we're slowing down, we're listening to our bodies
Yeah.
and taking a breath this week.
Yeah, I felt that from
Oh,
both of us, honestly. Like just the kind of like the foot off the pedal a bit. And it's not that I think we're both still super excited about the projects we're working on. It's just like going out, I think for like the last couple of years, I've constantly been working myself as if I'm on deadline. And like it's achieved great things, but yeah, you need a break from that level of foot on the gas. And yeah,
yeah.
like I definitely, yeah, I think it's so healthy to promote that, like, yeah, that I think we're both that mindset. Like we want to encourage people to rest first. And like you don't need to
Yeah.
grind yourself into the dirt to deserve rest, to deserve self-care. Like there's just, I mean, I grew up with a bunch of like stiff-lipped European women who just like, you just get on with it, right? They just get on with it. And it's funny, like the older generations will be like, oh, mental health, well, it wasn't a thing before. This is like a new thing. That's a load of shit. It was a thing. It was just like in the shadows, right? People suffered in the shadows
Mm.
and like didn't deal with it. And it's like funny when you hear these stories. I remember a friend telling me like her mom was so like afraid of her being like speaking publicly about her mental health stuff. And then she shared with her much later in life that like one of her friends growing up, she'd like had anxiety and like tried to talk to someone, this like decades and decades ago, and they'd like shipped her off to a mental asylum and no one ever heard from her again. So like the stigma that
Oh, wow.
existed back then to not talk about it, or like something's wrong with you, or like if you can't cope. And I think that's why historically people just kept going, because if you like didn't function the way everyone else did, you were singled out and like it became a thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know what
Ooh,
my point was, but yeah, like just like
no.
owning, like just promoting this healthier mindset, is something so on my mind and my heart lately, to just like look after yourself before you feel burnt out. Look after yourself before you have nothing left in the tank. Like, I guess I'm so passionate about that because I took the other route when I was younger, because I was like I grew up in that mindset of like, no, you like normal people just get on with it. You just need to pretend to be normal. Yeah. But that's such a toxic mindset. Like, and, you know, looking after your mental health is one of the best things you'll ever do, whatever that looks like for you. You know what I mean? Sorry, I got all ranty.
Yes. No, but I think it's a beautiful thing to talk about, honestly. And
Yeah.
I even felt that a couple weeks ago or last week when,
Mm,
I'm sure I'm positive we talked about this, but
mm,
I felt this need of like, I have to post, I have to do whatever the hell I can to make sure this book is out there. And what can I do? What else can I
mm.
do? Um, and someone just reached out and like, well, you have 6 months. Take a break. You've got a while. Like the last 2 months is really sure. Put the pressure on, and that that's your time to really push this book. But
Mm.
until then, take care of yourself and enjoy the process. Whatever comes, enjoy it. Don't just be so high strung of what else can I do? How else can I get this out there? And it was so just therapeutic to hear and like take this burden off my shoulders of what else, and kind of just sit in the remember this is a really fun thing.
Yeah.
Let all those good little moments come to you and just celebrate them. And when it is go time, I'll be ready,
Mm.
because I'll be rested up.
Yeah.
But I think just things just come in waves in life. At one point you and I were so ready to have a draft race, and we did it, and it was so fun.
Yeah.
And we were I think we tried to do it again, but it turned into a draft sachet. But I think we just have these different moments in our lives, and we'll probably do a race again, but we're just not
just
there
not
yet.
right now. Yeah. And I think the break was just natural and necessary. Another thing that I find really powerful is every time you like prioritize something good or like healthy or whatever, you unconsciously give other people the permission to do the same. You know, and that's what that's something that's helping me be accountable and like choose my friends more carefully as I get older. Like just that realization that like, yeah, like when you do that, you don't realize who else is going to be like, oh, I could take a break too. Just like your friend said to you, hey, chill for the next few months. It gave you that like permission. And yeah, that's probably why I like to bring that stuff up on here, because I'm just like, I don't ever want it to seem like we're just like grind mindset anyway, because we're not. We're not, like we want to encourage a healthy mindset. And I think this week we just balance. Yeah, because when we want to grind, we know how to grind, you and I. And like 100% I'll be draft racing your ass again. But like for this one, it's a sachet. It's a gentle sachet. We're going to swish our asses down the boardwalk. And
that's right. Yes. Sashaying, looking fierce. Actually, that's what I've kind of been doing this last week, is just binging on old RuPaul seasons.
I love that journey for you so much. You have no idea. I'm so proud of my little RuPaul's Love Child fledgling that I've created.
Yes.
Make sure you watch some of the UK ones. They're so much less polished, but they're hilarious. Like they are as like mole level as you get. But I love them just as much. You'll see, it's just less polished. But I wanted to ask you so much about Rubes.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted, because I just watched season 6 and it had an Australian queen.
Yeah.
What's her name? It was Courtney or something.
Courtney.
But she's really famous in Australia, apparently.
She is.
So that's the one I just finished. And I was like,
I know all about it. I'm going to ask you all about it next episode, but we've got 1 minute to read this bio.
Oh, we do? See, it doesn't show it on here.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I was just like, oh, fuck. We're gonna time out. Next ep, I'll ask you all about RuPaul's because I want a hot update on everything you've been watching with it.
Okay.
So I'll just quickly read the bio of this amazing human, this amazing human, this kindred spirit. Danielle Parker is a young adult author from California. Danielle holds degrees from U.C.L.A. and U.C. Berkeley. A high school English teacher for a decade, Danielle's talent was helping reluctant readers find their favorite books. When she's not writing, she's at the park with her young son. Danielle, her partner, and their toddler now live in the Pacific Northwest, where she is always thinking about dessert. I love that for her.
Yeah. Love that. Love her. Let's get her on right now.
Hey. Hi. I'm sorry.
Hey, no, you are good. We're happy to get on a little earlier just for you. Melanie was racing home, but she's ready.
I'm so sorry. I totally goofed. And I was like, oh, Melanie said an hour. What? And then I was like, what time did I? Oh, okay. Yeah, I wrote down the wrong time. Cool.
Oh, no. Is this still?
I know.
Yeah. If you have to go early perfect. Or something, don't stress.
No, it's just my son's out of the house, so it's quiet.
Gotcha.
Yes. That's always really nice when all the family is out of the house.
Yes. And you can think.
Yeah.
Anywho, thank you for being flexible.
No, I'm sorry that it was rushed. I still got my coffee, so don't even worry. I was just like, I'm out getting coffee. But lucky I picked the shop only 5 minutes away, so I was just like, choo.
Amazing.
Yeah, her adrenaline is going. She's pumped. She's ready for this interview, so we're good.
Yay.
But we're so excited to have you on. I mean, how fun is this? Like, all these years later, you've got a book coming out very soon. I mean, I'm just so excited to have you on.
I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, it's such a full circle moment. Like, it's really cool. It's really cool. So thank you for having me.
Of course.
It is Yeah, it's all our pleasure. I promise you that.
Any
Well,
friend?
let's get right into it. Oh,
Yeah.
go
Let's
ahead,
do
Mel.
it.
No, I was just gonna say any friend of Angela's is like literally my new best friend at this point. I'm just like, she just knows good energy people, and
Mhm.
I'm like, welcome to my family.
Yay! Yes, happy to be here.
Yes, I noticed that every time after a show, Melanie's usually slipping into everybody's DMs on the side. You
Well,
know, she cheats on me.
Actually, Angela, they slip into my DM.
Oh.
You're actually our favorite co-host, by the way. I'm so glad Angela introduced us.
Instant
That feels right.
besties.
Yeah, that feels right. Okay, well, let's get into Melanie's newest besties, Danielle's. Let's get into it. Like, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself? Did you always want to be a writer?
So I always wanted to be a writer. I never knew it was possible. So it's like I just pushed it to the side. I was like, I like to write. I like to do this thing. I studied English in college. I became a teacher, right? Like I taught writing. I taught about being creative. I just never really pursued it for me. And then one day I was like, okay, just do it. Like you just have to try. And then the way things fell into place is just like, oh, yeah, like, yeah, this is it. This is right.
That's amazing. Like the
Mhm.
universe was waiting for you.
Totally. They're like, well, when you're ready, girl, come on, like, let's do it.
I love that. And growing up, like, were you, secretly writing in your journal? I mean, were you a big reader growing up as well?
I was a huge reader. I'm an only child, so like books are my best friend. Reading all the time. I was a journal girly, like writing down all my sad thoughts. I was a wannabe poet for a while, right? So just like all the feelings on the page, yeah, from a very young age.
Yes,
I love
I
that.
love
What
that.
was your favorite book growing up? Did you have one?
Oh, I was a babysitter's club girl. Like,
Really?
yeah,
I
I
love
know.
that.
Yeah. What about you two?
Oh my
I was
gosh.
I loved the Babysitters Club. I want to say Babysitters Club, like the Boxcar Children. You
Mm-hmm.
guys read that one? Goosebumps was king.
I
Goosebumps was everything.
see that for you. I so see that for you. For me, it was like Narnia. I was like, well, I grew up quite conservative, so like Narnia was kind of the only thing that like slipped through the cracks very early on. And I just reread Narnia over and over and over until I was like, I'm gonna go to the library and get whatever I want.
How funny. Yeah, they do like inform our personalities, right? I do.
Yeah,
It's true.
100%.
It feels like that. Did you watch because Netflix recently, didn't they do a Babysitter's Club?
Yeah, I haven't been able to watch it just because like it's so precious and it's so tender to me, like to see, and I know they've made some changes and I'm sure they're great, but I'm just like, I have to keep this little memory safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
It is honestly like any kind of remake it is kind of hard to watch. Goosebumps did a good job, I think.
Goosebumps is always so good. I still get scared.
I know. No, we watched, like I don't remember when it was, like what was it, like the 80s Goosebumps, like the series, or like early, 90s, probably in the 90s. And we watched it with our kids, and they were probably like 10. Alicia was probably 10. And we watched Lily D, which was like a doll, kind of like Slappy, the doll, the
Mm-hmm.
mummy, or not mummy, but dummy. And so she was a doll. She was like American Girl doll that came to life, and we had just bought my daughter all these like dolls, and she had an American Girl doll. And then I just noticed one day all the dolls were gone.
Of course, yeah.
There's something
No
about
chances.
there's something about dolls though. Like they're just creepy, especially like old dolls. They've just got this like slightly possessed vibe about them.
Oh yeah. You're like, did that move at night? Like, what's going on?
Right. Oh my gosh. Yes, I've seen
never
someone
know.
recently putting fishing wire on reels and then they pull the doll up to scare their family at home. And I was like, I would just faint on the spot.
That's not nice.
It's terrible. And I suddenly have this memory of being back at college with my friend Ange, and we'd go to like old rundown haunted houses and like take photos of like messed up dolls in the like decrepit old houses. I don't think either of us slept for weeks afterwards.
There's a story there. I think there's a story in that.
Yes, I think I have to reflect back on it again.
A horror story in there.
I think so. I mean, I think that'd be fun. That might be a fun thing to explore. So I want to get back to your writing.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry. Oops.
We went off, but in the best way. But so, okay. So when did you decide, like, I want to start writing, and how did you get from that to where you are now?
Sure. So I think maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, okay, take this seriously. So I just started writing every day. I wrote like a middle grade, another YA, and they were all not the best. You know, they were learning. I was learning. And then, oh my goodness, maybe, yeah, about 3 years ago, I wrote You Bet Your Heart. I finished it like just a month before Pitch Wars, the application was due, right? So the timing just, it was like, yeah, if you've got a full draft, like see if you can apply to this thing. And so I applied and I got in, and it just like the dominoes just fell in place, and it all is like worked out so beautifully. It's like I'm so thankful.
Wow, that.
Yeah.
I'm like convinced lately about the universal timing of things, you know, and like sometimes I look back and I think like I really wanted something and it felt like it was everything. And and like literally I'm like, no, but if I got that, I would have been miserable. It's like something I'm really learning to actually lean into and trust. So I love hearing that you just like kind of the pieces just fell into place in the right timing. And what was Pitch Wars like for you?
Pitch Wars was really great. My mentors were really fantastic. It was intense, right? Because it's the first time that you're like editing, or you're learning how to edit while also editing. So I was reworking the draft, and it was hard. I didn't think I was going to make the showcase. I think I finished maybe like the day of, or like the night before. Like it was just really intense. The timelines were fast because you're also like, I was also a mom, and I'm working and doing things, but I learned so much, and the draft improved so much. Yeah, so it was a great learning experience.
I know I'm sure I've said this time and time again on this show, but Pitch Wars was one of those things that was like this boot camp of what was to come. It was this taste of the chaos that is publishing. And before that, I didn't know what an edit letter was. I didn't know how to navigate an edit letter. And I kind of feel like if I didn't have Margie to help, like to get on the phone and like break things down, I would not know how to do this in the real world. And
100%.
I probably would just be in a hole somewhere still crying after my first edit letter, from our editor, So.
Yeah, totally. 100%.
It really kind of reframes getting feedback in general, Pitch Wars, because like I feel like before that, anytime someone would give me feedback, even when it was good, I'd be like, they don't understand me and my craft. I'd be so cagey about it. And like, to be fair to old me, I was always respectful. I was like, thank you so much. I'll take it on board. And like, but inside I'd be dying, like
Absolutely.
I'd be like, how could they think that? And like, yeah, I feel like it was a real reality check of like, that's actually just part of the business. And if you don't like that, there's going to be a problem. I mean, nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. But like, if you can't like take it on board and see the value it brings to your work.
Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely learned how to share my writing, which is like a big piece of it, and get comfortable with sharing it. So 100% agree.
That is it right there. I still have a hard time. I mean, I've gotten much better about sharing my
Mhm.
writing, but I always want to be like, okay, here it is. But let me explain everything I was thinking. Let me explain my thought
Yeah.
process, why. And if you hate it, it's fine. I'll just be in the corner. So being a writer is so weird, you know?
It's fraught. We both want to be seen, and then we're like, but don't look at me.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah, that is about it. What made you like choose to try to apply for Pitch Wars? You know, you had just finished writing, and
So, you know,
what
what's funny
about
is I
that?
queried that book because I said I had a month, right, before Pitch Wars actually started. I was like, let me just see what happened. And like, it didn't, nothing happened because it wasn't ready, right? So I was like, yeah, you know, I think I need something to help bridge the gap. I need to learn a little bit more. I need something. And again, Pitch Wars, it was just like perfect when I read about it, the mentorship program, everything it offered. I was like, I have to, like, this has to work out, or otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yes. I remember that feeling. And I feel like the first couple years when I applied and I didn't get in, I was like, it's over. But it's not. It's not. Like, obviously, like, just finding the right. I think Pitch Wars puts you in, well, it used to. It puts you in touch with the people who could help you take that next step and elevate your work. It's like,
Absolutely.
and I think that was part of the magic, just the people. But like, I think for people who don't have an experience like that, you can still find that, but it's like the networking, right? Like you've got to be networking, making friends, just learning about the industry more. And that mindset that you had of like, hey, I've reached a point, and if I want to pursue this way, I need to learn more. I feel like that is everything. Having that mindset is like the game changer.
And there's so much to learn. There's so much to learn.
Yeah.
I like every stage. I'm like, wow, okay. Yeah, let me take notes.
Oh, yeah. My red flag is if anybody tells me they have all the answers to anything. That's like my red flag, one of my biggest red flags in people. I'm just like, and okay, going the other way. Probably not my people.
Yeah, totally.
So once the showcase was done, did you query right after? And then
we
tell
did,
us
yeah.
your process of the querying and all of that fun stuff.
We queried right after. I was lucky to get some, you know, a lot of interest from the showcase. So I sent it out. And then I think about a week after, there was like, agents were like, hey, what's up? You want to talk? Do you want to talk? You know, I had a few. And that was really interesting too, right? Just having to talk to an industry professional. But it worked out, and I signed with Pete Knapp at Park and Fine, and he's just like, he's the best. I don't know what I would do without him. And then, yeah, again, it just like everything fell into place like so beautifully. It feels just like beyond me.
I love
That's
that.
amazing.
Yeah.
I see Pete Knapp. I see his face pop up all over the place, I feel like.
Yeah.
Does he do DV Pit too or something?
I
Or
think
is he
he
part of
did.
that?
Yeah, I think he
Okay.
was a part of that. I'm not sure if that's still going. I think I got an email.
Yeah, I
that
saw the
maybe
email as well that I think they're dissolving, but they're going to still do like the pitch event, but on Discord,
Yes.
I want to
Yeah.
think. So we'll have to
Yeah.
look into that. But I saw his face there, I want to say. And he's out there, obviously. He's out here cutting deals and making things happen.
Yeah, fulfilling dreams.
How was submission for you?
So I really know how like lucky and grateful I am. That was actually okay too. Pete's very editorial. So like I should say that after I signed with him, we like really got the manuscript together. I think it could have gone out, but like that's not his style. So he like we worked for like another 6 months. And I mean we worked.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was like towards the end, I was like, I can't revise this anymore. Like this is it. So then submission was relatively smooth. I think it all wrapped up within like 3 to 4 weeks. You know, it can take longer, but just we had done a lot of work on the front end that made it really nice. I know. Oh, sorry.
No,
I love it.
I love it too. Don't be embarrassed. let's normalize this being the way. This should be the way. I love it.
Thank you. We did put in a lot of work. I will say that.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know if I've worked harder on one thing ever. Because by this point, I'd probably revised it like 6 full times. Like, no exaggeration.
Oh man, I can only imagine how over your manuscript you were, because like just getting out of Pitch Wars, you're overdone. We have worked this thing, and then to go and get your agent pretty much right away, and then do it all over again.
Yeah.
So do you hate your book at this point?
I don't hate it, but I can't work on it anymore. So I'm excited for it to be out, and like, it was the best I could do at that time. And she belongs to the streets now. So it's just whatever she does.
She's gonna be glorious. I know this in my bones. And that's the thing, like you said, you work so hard on it. Like, and we talk about this a lot on the show, this overnight success idea. It's such an illusion. Like it, you know, the grinding that happens behind the scenes to get to that point. I'm starting to feel like most writers have like a 10-year journey behind them before you see anything happen like real. And I'm just like, maybe that's just part of the learning days, right? Like,
I think so. And I think what I'm learning is that things, especially books, like they just take time. And that's okay. Like, this book is going to take time. The ideas, you know, take time, sometimes a little bit longer than I'd like, but eventually it gets there and it gets where it needs to be.
Yes.
I want to sit with that, honestly, because it's like so often we just want everything to go so fast, but it really just can't. There's so many players in action that are doing their part, but it takes them a while to get to finish their part. And books just take time. And even in the writing world where we're writing the stuff or we're drafting it, it takes time, and that's okay.
And that's okay.
You know, it's okay. And sometimes it doesn't feel okay because you just want to finish, damn it. But you've got to let it rest every once in a while.
Absolutely.
And let yourself rest too.
Absolutely. That part. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about, right? I mean, I feel Melanie and I have been kind of going over this a lot, where we were doing this draft race, and now it's become a draft canter. You know, it's more of a draft
crawl,
a draft walk, sachet. Yes.
Yeah.
It is a sachet now. I love that. Yeah.
It's a little less of a race, more of a sachet.
We love a good sachet.
100%. Well, will you tell us about your amazing debut novel, You Bet Your Heart? It sounds incredible. Can you tell our listeners what it's about?
Sure. So it's ex-childhood friends who find themselves tied for the position of high school valedictorian and the scholarship that goes with it. And instead of leaving it up to chance, they decide to do a series, you know, best out of 3 bets. And whoever wins the bets will win the title. But, you know, it's more complicated than that. They have history. They may or may not fall in love. And it's a fun little end of senior year romp.
Yes, that sounds so wonderful. What inspired you to write this book?
So my time as a teacher, I was a high school English teacher for a while, and I had 2 students who were so brilliant. Oh, they're so brilliant, but they hated each other. And it was just so funny to watch, right? Because they're in the same classes, it's like the same assignment, and they just bicker. And I thought it was so fascinating because actually they were so similar, right? They were like so similar. Like they should have been best friends, but they couldn't see it for whatever reasons. So they always stuck with me, and they stick with me now. They're gonna be like change the world president soon. But I was like, oh, this could be a cute story. Like, oh, and then what if it was like a love story? Like, oh, so just
I love like academic rivals to lovers. I don't think you could beat that, because there's just something about like the extra hate that they have for each other. It's just so perfect. Oh, I'm excited.
Thank you. I know we have like 4 weeks. Eee.
Will they know that or they're like long gone students in a distant past, or will they somehow know that they were connected?
Oh, gosh, I hope I could find them and see them again and
Yeah.
like be like, you inspired this. I would really love that.
Yes. You have to
Oh,
let
that would be
us
so
know if you do.
I
track
will.
them
Yeah,
down.
we'll
That would be
circle
wonderful.
back.
It might be the start of their love story too. You just never know.
I know. Oh, that would be funny.
It happens quite a
That would
lot
be-
though, doesn't it? Like old high school people meet up again later and then they hit it off really quickly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I hear that's a thing.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just made that shit up right now. That's also possible.
No, I think so. I mean, for the older generation, it'd be like they're sliding and they find each other on Facebook.
Mhm.
I don't think the
You write
younger
this
gen
down.
is on Facebook. Yeah. Sliding into Facebook DMs.
Now, what I want to hear more about is I know, and I was like dancing on the spot when I realized that you and Angela are imprint sisters at the Joy Revolution.
Mhm,
What's that been
mhm.
like?
That has been wonderful. I think it just expands upon what we were talking about earlier about I've learned a lot. I've learned so much. And I feel like everyone I'm working with wants me to get better. They want the stories to get better. Because again, I know I have so much to learn and I'm open to learning, and they're just like, here, take it. Like, so it's been really wonderful. Would you say so, Angela?
Yeah, honestly, it's been really, really cool. And just and learning the process, that all the stuff that goes into books is amazing. And I'm intimidated every single time I get an email, like, oh no, here it comes. But then it's like, it's such a human thing. Like, we're all working on this thing together, and they really just want to see it shine and be the best version of itself. And and I'm so glad, like, I was able to go through or with Joy Revolution, because they really did shape like Bria found a way, and the Yoons found a way to shape it into this joyful thing that it was lacking that. And I just love, like, whenever I see Nicola always talk about, like, and there's more kissing, we always need more kissing, and I just love them so much. And so it's really, really, it's like this exciting thing that I just want, like, all of our books to do so well just for them. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah, 100%.
I love
Yeah,
it. You all should
it's
have like a
cool.
Joy Revolution sisterhood party or something.
Oh, I would love that. We need more parties, by the way. We need just like more events, more parties.
Introvert friendly
We do.
events with like
Yes.
like quiet desensitization rooms for when we're overwhelmed from parties.
Oh, that sounds perfect. No, it's true. Like, I want to go to all the, like, every bookish event I see looks so fun and special, and everyone looks like they're just having the best time just seeing each other in the real world. And I think, like, there's nobody that gets each other like authors and bookish people. And so having all of those events is just so fun. Are you doing any signings?
So we're gonna do an event here. I'm outside of Seattle. So if you're in the Pacific Northwest, come by. I'm hoping to do something in Los Angeles, but it's still a little TBD.
Gotcha.
No.
Yeah. Well, I'll just fly up there. I'll just fly up to
Please,
Seattle.
yes.
Yes, you have to. I was going to ask, is it nearby? Will you be able to go to each other's events?
Not super
Not
close,
super
Melanie.
close.
Yeah, but I come to California a lot, so you might see me there.
Good. Oh, how are we 10 minutes out already? I just saw the time pop up. How has that happened? I think the time is fake.
Time flies.
Well, time does. It's
Time
wild.
does fly.
Well, what is your writing process like? Are you a pantser, a plotter? So
I am so naughty. I like want to put myself in timeout. I'm a pantser, just like
Yes.
just like no abandon, and it goes against who I am because I'm also a Virgo. Like I read all these craft books, and I know like I need to like organize a little bit, but I just pants.
I
But
love
I
that
think
for
in
you.
I know Melanie loves it. I think like in reading those craft books though, like your brain just like marks it, puts it back in, the back of your head space of like, okay, we know how to get to these points.
I
So
hope
let's
so.
just fly. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. I think so.
That's a good point. That like latent knowledge that you kind of like learn and just sits there and kind of
Mhm.
impacts your choices, even if it's slightly, but it's there. Hopefully.
Mhm. It is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite book on craft? I'm taking notes for later. I need to know
Oh,
more.
I've read like all of them.
Really?
I enjoy them. Like when I get in writing funks, I just see what like other writers are doing.
Mm.
Have you read Making a Literary Life? I
No.
really like that
No.
one. It's an older one, but it's really good. I'm a Save the Cat girly. Um, there's one book called Seven Drafts that's about editing, and it's really good. Yeah, it really helped me to like redefine the editing process and just like be easy on myself on that first draft.
I need that
Hmm.
one.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like, yeah, your first draft is just your first draft, and that's perfect. Like that's what it should be.
Yes. Angela and I have literally been talking about getting work in progress tattoos because we like need the constant reminder that it's just a work in progress. It's not like set in stone because I literally need the
Hmm.
reminder daily. I always get in my head about, oh, it needs to be fixed, whatever. So
Please get those tattoos. I love tattoos. I love for any reason. I'll join you.
Okay,
yes.
you've said it. You said it
Yeah.
here first. So
Yeah.
now it's
Oh
gonna
yeah.
happen. She's
Please. I
down.
love it. I'm so
Perfect.
down.
All right. Well, it's happening then. It's
Yeah.
All
official.
right, it's on.
Yay.
I'm ready anytime. You just say the word.
Same Z's.
Well, I
What
want to
has been, oh, go ahead, Mel. No, you go. I already knew
no,
where you were
I
going.
want to ask, what's been like one of the toughest parts for you on this writing journey?
I think it's been my own like mental fortitude and just
Mm.
I know imposter syndrome gets thrown around a lot, but sometimes you're just editing and working so hard, revising. You're like, is this good? And you see the same words, you see the same story beats over again, and you're like, no, this can't possibly work, right? So I think that's been difficult for me. It's just like reminding myself to like, no, keep your chin up, keep going. Like it's difficult, it's hard, but like you can do hard things and like you'll get through it. And
Mm.
even if it is so far off or so bad, like there are people who will help you like bring it back and reel it in,
That's what's going to be my next question. What is it for you that helps you bring yourself back? Like, is it the people, or like, do you have
Mhm.
little, traditions or things that you do? Like, what's your
Mhm.
way of getting like back to yourself if you feel
Yeah, absolutely. It's the people. I definitely have like a few, just really great people that help remind me like of how far I've come. And then, I just remind myself too, like I think back to those like 3 years or 5 years, like, oh yeah, you're here, we're here. So like be excited and stay excited.
Yes, that's beautiful, honestly. And I love just having somebody there to kind of just like slap you and be like,
yeah.
bitch, you're
Yeah.
doing great.
Hello. Yeah, that part.
My brain is just going now, like, bitch, you're doing a good job. Bitch,
Yeah.
you're doing a
You
good
did a
job.
good job. But that's what needs to be like this, that's what we need to hear, truthfully, because we are.
Yes.
Yeah, another
That's right.
tattoo.
Yes. What has been the most rewarding part of your journey so far?
Mm.
That's a good one. I would think just the growth. Yeah.
Mm.
A lot of personal and professional. because there were a lot of challenges and milestones. Like I didn't think I'd get this far, and I did. So it's nice to surprise myself, and it's nice to just like keep going and see that like the horizon is a little bit further than I had imagined. And that's like been cool.
Mm. That was so beautiful. You just lost me in the poetry of that moment. You need to write that shit down. That was glorious. Do you have like a quote that like you would want to share with us that like kind of moves you through things, or like even a quote from your book if you want?
Ooh, I don't think I have any good ones from my book, but I think about the Toni Morrison quote a lot, where she talks about if there's a book you haven't read, like you have to write it, or you want to read. If there's a book you want to read, like you have to write it. And I kind of remind myself of that all the time, especially when I'm having ideas. I'm like, is this good? I'm like, you know what? I want it. I want to read it. I want to write it. I'm going to do it.
Yes. That's it right there, because we have to spend so much time with it. And like, if it's not something your like kooky little heart is like obsessed with, when you have those days where you're like so over it, there's not that inspiration to keep going. And that's why like when I see people like trying to write to a trend, I'm just like, good luck. Good luck.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're going to need luck. Yeah.
That's true though. And especially because because of how slow publishing is, by the time you publish that book, the trend is gone. So write the book of your heart for sure.
Yeah. And you can tell when you're reading it too, right? Like when you're reading books where you're like,
that's
something's,
so
true. Like that's just, it's just something's missing. And you can tell with, I think you can, when an author like really pours into their work.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe how fast our time has gone today. Like,
I know.
I was shook when that flashed up as well. I was like, what? It's been so wonderful having you on. What's next?
Thank you for having me. Oh, next is another YA, and then I've been tinkering with an adult. So we'll see. I know.
Exciting.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited to read anything you put down on the page. So adult, young adult, give it all to me. I am ready.
I feel the same. Man, this has been so nice.
It's
been so nice that it went by way too fast. I don't know how this happened. Maybe it was my computer glitching and it just wiped the time.
It's genuinely weird. I feel like we just got on, like seriously.
I know. I could see Mel's face is just like her brain is ticking. Like, how did this happen? But honestly, we're just so excited for you and for this book and for all the amazing things coming. I pre-ordered your book, feels like 5,000 years ago. So I am anxiously waiting for it to be in my hand.
Thank you so much. And I'm so excited for y'all and this podcast and everything you do, and for your wonderful TikToks that give me life like every day. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, TikTok queen of embarrassing herself, but it's okay.
No, you're so funny. I love it.
Thanks.
I mean, it's what people like to laugh at the most, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seeing other people like not take themselves too seriously and like fall over.
Yeah, exactly.
TikTok is the modern funniest home videos, right? I've been thinking about this for ages. It's like replaced. Remember when funniest home videos was like, it was the thing. Like every family sat down to tune in.
Yeah.
TikTok now.
That's it. Well, now every family will sit down to read your book.
Yes.
We're so excited.
I hope so.
Yes. Everybody buy your copy of You Bet Your Heart. The world needs it.